Welcome, boys and girls. Eugene, your old pal here, Hughes Motorized. Okay, I've got a treat for you here. This is the Yeswelder Firstess DP200 welder. The DP is for dual pulse. It's a pulse welding machine. What is a pulse welding machine? First off, it pulsates between a high amperage current and a low amperage current. And it's a little bit different in the fact that the filler wire doesn't go right into the weld puddle. It's a spray transfer. It shoots it in there in little droplets. The result, you get a little bit less heat into your base metal and less problems with warping. Makes it a little bit easier on thinner metals, and you get a real pretty bead on it. So that's something there. The DP200 is a multi-process welder. You can weld standard MIG, you can weld flux core, you can weld aluminum with the spool gun, which is optional, or you can dispense the aluminum filler wire directly using your MIG torch. You replace the liner here, and you can utilize the feed mechanism on the welder itself here. So that's definitely a plus in this here. With an optional TIG torch, you can do scratch or lift TIG welding with it. So we can cover steel, aluminum, stainless, and as well we can do stick welding with this machine here. So this is a one-size-fits-all thing for your shop. High-end welder here, 200 amp welding, so you can get up to 3/8 of an inch thick steel. I give it 2 thumbs up. Got a link down below if you're interested here. Now we're going to do the unboxing of the machine, and as well we're going to do the welding of the machine and take a look at it and see how pretty it welds. It's not going to weld any better than my old hands will weld. Welding is a perishable skill. So if you're up on it and you're doing a lot of welding, your welds are going to look nice and pretty. If you're not up on it, like me, your welds aren't going to look absolutely the best. But I guarantee this machine here is going to make even my poor welding skills look good here. I've played around with it. I am very impressed with the machine and its capabilities. Now this machine as well is a smart machine here. You can dial it in here, and you tell it what you're wanting to weld, what process, and it'll tell you what parameters you need. If you need a special gas, like you need with the pulse welding, you need 90% argon and 10% CO2 for the pulsed welding. You may have to get bigger bottles to do that, but if you want to look at that process, it's worth it with this here. I've done some pulse welding with this here, just using 75-25 gas, and that's not recommended. Those of you who are welding gurus, you can tell me why in the comments here, but you need that to fully take advantage of a pulse welding process here. But I like the looks of it, even with the 75-25 gas. So you dial it in here, the machine will tell you what it is you need to do the job, to do it right, what the settings are, where all your wires go here as far as the electrode, electrode positive, electrode negative, and the like. So you can cycle through the machine here, the help function, and it'll tell you what you need. Plus, once you get the machine dialed in for a certain process you like, a certain thickness of material, you can lock it into memory, and when you want to go back and do that process again, you can go right to the memory and it's going to be set up for you here. All right, take a look at this right here. Like I said, this is a smart welder. This port here, you can download software from Yeswelder if they upgrade the software and patch it in there, and have even a smarter welder. Check your manual for more information as well. Check Yeswelder for any updates. Let's see what we get in the box. This is a heavy duty MIG torch, 6-foot long cable, nice and long cable there. Working clamp, very heavy, long cable on it. The same thing with the stinger for stick welding. Here is the hose for the welding gas. You've got 3 extra rollers for different size. You've got some tips. You've got the 110-220 adapter. We've got some MIG wire and solid steel wire for it here. It's easy to set up. We're going to use the smaller one here. It of course will accept the bigger 10 or 11 pound spools of welding wire. Get the torch hooked up into the body of it here. Feed the wire through it. Get it plugged into it. It's real quick and easy to get this thing set up. I found I was welding within minutes, really. Get some power to it, turn it on. Now we've got it set for MIG, steel. Hit the button. Had to remove the tip in order to get the wire to go through. Comes with .030 MIG wire on it. And now we're ready to make some sparks. Let's start first with a DualPulse MIG on thin 20 gauge steel. This is a butt weld. This here takes a finesse in order to do. You're not going to do it in one long, quick pass. What you're going to need to do is do a bunch of quick little stitches to stitch it together. If you're not careful, you can burn a hole through it. It did it wonderfully. I'm very impressed with this welder here, and you can see the results. That's going to be absolutely fine for small panels and the like. Here's your MIG welding here, and the only problem I see with that is my hands. I'm not as in practice as I have been in all my welding days here. I got good wet in here. Now let's take a look at the pulse welding. First thing you'll notice, it makes a different sound on the pulse welding. Almost sounds like a AC TIG. Okay, so the pulse welding is from here to here, and I did pretty good with that pulse welding here. I got good penetration on both sides, maybe just a little bit of light penetration here. Like I said, it's a matter of practice. All right, first thing you're going to notice is definitely a different sound on the DualPulse setting on it here. It sounds like an AC TIG. This is not an AC machine, it's a DC machine. The bead will be consistent. And the DualPulse welding, I did pretty doggone good here. I stopped there just to double check my work there. But we got good wet in on both sides there. I've done a bit of experimenting with the welder here. Good results. All right, let's burn some stick. I'm doing some 6013 3/30 seconds on 3/16 inch thick angle iron. Okay, I have not done that much stick welding in the last year. So that's really not that bad. I need to weld about 10 times more than that in order to get my hand good at it. But what I do see some good penetration. I do see the porosity, my little bad spots there, and that's the result of this hand here, my hand here. All right, that's not bad at all. It's wetted in here good. Got that little divot there. That's really more a result of my hands not being steady. I have not done much stick welding at all in the last year or so here. But I give that good penetration here, and with a little bit more stick time, that's only going to make it look prettier and prettier. That's a good weld for 6013. I give that a thumbs up. All right, I give it 2 enthusiastic fat thumbs up here. Firstess DP200 by Yeswelder. It's a great welder. You can do all sorts of processes with it. You can do flux core, you can do MIG, you can do pulsed MIG welding on steel, on aluminum. You can utilize the torch with the included liner for aluminum welding. You can also get an optional spool gun for it. You can also get an optional TIG torch for it and do TIG welding on it, DC only. And as well, of course you can do stick welding. Comes with the stinger for the stick welding, the torch, and it's a smart welder here. You can select your processes here. It walks you through. It's kind of dummy proof. Somebody like me can easily almost claim to be an expert in this here. Let's see here. Let's select process, and you get hung up. Press the question mark here. It will help guide you through how everything is to be set up, where everything is connected on it, your controls, setup, parameters, troubleshooting, specs. It'll tell you what accessories you need. If you want to add on and do some stuff here, it gives you the part numbers and the like. Of course, you've got their website, which will give you a lot of information. And you can also get the updates there if they update the software and make the machine even smarter. You can do that on the communications port there, where you plug the USB-C drive in it here. 2 thumbs up, link below. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video. I got more motorized bike content coming for those of you who are the motorized bike heads. And as well, we're going to do some more welders and plasma cutters. I want to thank you for watching. Take care.